I'm in Vermont, and it's the best time to be here. And for me right now, because I can't find a room, the worst time.
Vermont, the Green Mountain State. A place so small you can drive across it in an afternoon, but so stubbornly scenic, you'll want to slow down. I've been here before, seen the postcard villages, the old covered bridges, the hillsides painted in October fire. But this time, well, things felt a little bit different. Lodging prices? Through the roof. Traffic and stow so bad it could have doubled as rush hour in Boston. But somewhere in the middle of it all, I bumbled through the state capitol. Gold dome gleaming in the distance like a promise of order on a day when nothing felt orderly at all. Oh yeah, and there was the maple syrup farm. It was a charming one, I swear, but I have no footage of it whatsoever. Apparently my camera took the afternoon off, but trust me, I was there, and it smelled amazing. It was actually a pretty interesting tour, and I had no idea that maple syrup was, in its natural form, actually pretty healthy. Or maybe they were just trying to sell me more syrup. Well, like I said, I've been coming to Vermont for years, and I've got a bunch of pictures. I'll probably pepper a few in here and there. I was up here for a photo workshop, I believe. Hold on, the cat's meowing. I'm doing a voiceover. Just not real happy about it. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, went to a photo workshop up in Maine and another one actually in New Hampshire. So I've zigzagged through Vermont a few times, got a few photos from, well, it was generally in the fall. I think it's the best time to be there. I've seen all the little towns that end up on postcards, like I said. But way back then, I never remember the hotel prices like they are. Well, this year or nowadays. Not to date myself. Maybe it's the times changing, or maybe Vermont just decided its beauty was worth more. Either way, looking back at these trips, the charm was always free. Is it that obvious that I'm trying to salvage this episode, this footage from the day? First of all, let me be perfectly honest with you here. I'm using a teleprompter now, and I'm not using it to read a script. I'm just using it for notes to kind of keep me on track, because I can have a tendency to ramble, as you know. I also have a foot pedal here so I can stop and start things. While I'm here, I think I'm going to pose for a couple of thumbnails. So I might use one of those. We'll see. Which one's your favorite? Welcome to the new viewers here, if there are any. You're probably wondering what the hell this channel is all about. Let me just give you a 30,000-foot view. I am in the process of documenting a journey I took last year. And this journey was called 50 at 60. I turned 60, and I had this harebrained idea of visiting all 50 states in 1 year, hence the name 50 at 60. And on my website, I was going to document, talk about the planning and the research, and then now I'm at the documenting phase. And the challenge we have here is I've spent the last year, I'm now 61, and I spent all of last year from May to May documenting this process, and saving stuff onto hard drives. The process is to take and dump all of that footage. Well, before I even do that, I'm getting long-winded here already. I'm not even talking about anything. I think I'm boring the cat. Well, yeah, there she goes. And meowing to me? You've seen her before. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I take this footage and I look at all the times that they were recorded, and I put that into a couple of documents that I can look at, and then I chronologically take all those clips and put them in the timeline. And then I start editing. I gotta be honest with you, today's stuff that I captured on this date, which was October of last year, I don't have a lot of good footage on that day. I'm not sure why. I know I was ranting to camera a lot about the cost of hotels. I actually did a whole spreadsheet here. I screenshotted, as I was going back into my iPhone images, I screenshotted the pricing. And I won't list every one of these, just pick a few of them here. This was the Green Mountain Suites Hotel on October 5th of last year, which was a Saturday night in South Burlington. $769 a night. Let's check this one out. The Fairfield Inn and Suites in Waterbury. $802 a night. This is a good one. The Inn at Burlington, South Burlington, $968 a night. I couldn't believe these. This is one in South Burlington. It was a Comfort Inn and Suites. It gets a 7.8 rating on Expedia. $703 per night. Here's another one, Quality Inn. It only got a 5.8 rating on Expedia. $505 a night. Hilton Garden Inn, downtown. $793 a night. Now, I obviously know, I'm not an idiot, that I'm traveling in peak season. Or was traveling in peak season. So what I did is I looked at those three hotels to see what happened during the rest of the year. And obviously they dropped down considerably. Like, for example, the Comfort Inn, $429 a night, dropped down to an average of, like $150 a night for about 6 months, maybe 7 months. Off season from December till beginning of May. Colchester, same thing, dropped from $347 a night to $118, and the Burlington Inn, wasn't it? Hilton Garden Inn, downtown Burlington, dropped from $678 to around $184. So there you have it. What have we learned? Number one, Vermont's expensive. And it doesn't matter if you book it a year ahead of time. I went to all three of those hotels and tried to book it for next year, exact same time of the month, first Saturday in October, all of them that said sold out. So you can't book it that early. I don't really know if they're sold out. They may be hanging out to adjust their pricing as we get a little bit closer to the season. But I got prices on them all through up until July. I don't know, take that for what it's worth. I think if I were to do this again, which I'm sure I will, go up to Vermont again, I think I would try to find maybe an Airbnb central in the state and maybe stay for a couple of weeks, or stay somewhere along the border of Vermont and New Hampshire, because the prices in New Hampshire, from what I saw, were about half what they were in Vermont, and just kind of do day trips in to peep for fall color, if that's what you're into, which I was here. I was only there for a couple of days, but I'm really into photography, and as you could probably tell from my channel here, that's really what drives the content and the story. Anyway, I was talking to my friend Frank. I might consider doing a couple of YouTube lives, and what I would like to do is answer a few questions, if you have them, regarding this journey, maybe the preparation, the scheduling, the advance. I don't know, me live just kind of petrifies me. Even the cat's looking at me like, dude, you're actually going to do a YouTube live, no editing? That should be good. Secondly, we're going to get back to the story. Just wanted to let you know this next little segment I created. Been trying a lot of new tools, mess with Midjourney a little bit to try to create some images and some video to kind of help tell this little piece of the story. I think I'll probably close this video out with a little bit of a rant. Not a rant, it was a conversation I had from the car at the last hotel that I stayed at, or the hotel that I stayed at that night. I was trying to process a few things that were happening. Somebody was giving a speech, and it had a, let's just say, a personal connection to me. So we'll just set that up for that's where we'll take this video in for a landing. Before we go there, I hope you like the new studio setup here. I've been shooting into this wall here. I'm really inspired by a website, which I'll share right now. Not that I need to keep talking and rambling, but there's this website called, I forget the name of it, it's right here. It has something to do with the masculine design. I found it after I did my office and actually did the studio. He really focuses on some darker color palettes and the darker blues and greens. Really moody. I think it's called Dark Academia is the style, but I've really been resonating with that lately. So anyway, I've been shooting into this wall that I painted blue. It's called Blue Note. Have a little bit of a texture coming down from a lighting instrument with a pattern in it. A little bit of backlighting here. I'm predominantly lit by the sun, but I also have this lantern up here that's lighting me, and then a little bit of backlight from a warmer light here, giving some edge. I am a lighting designer, so sorry for that little tangent. Anyway, let's get back to the story. I have a few more things to say. And if I haven't said it before, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I hope to bring more value as I continue to edit these stories from what was a really cool year. It was a gift that I gave myself, and I hope you can feel that in some of these videos. All right, back to the story.
Vermont's a curious little place. Fewer than 650,000 people live here, yet nearly 4 million visitors arrive every fall. 4 million! More covered bridges than any other state, maple syrup production that turns springtime sap into liquid gold, and when the leaves turn, this place becomes the front porch of New England, where everyone wants a seat. By the time I pulled into Manchester, the day had already given me enough to think about. The prices, the traffic, the miles. But as I parked the car, something else pulled me in. It was on the radio, a familiar voice. A rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, 1 year after the attempt on his life. The same town where I was born. Suddenly this trip, this day, this election season, it all felt heavier, like history brushing against my own past. I sat there in the car, listening, not moving, praying for his safety. Thinking about the times we live in and how much can change in a year. And how strange it feels traveling through these quiet New England towns while the country buzzes and debates and braces for whatever comes next. One man's rally, 1 year after the unimaginable. And me, just a small town kid from Butler, now parked in Vermont, trying to make sense of it all. It was just another day on the road, but days have a way of carrying more than we expect. And sometimes the miles bring us closer, not just to places, but to the times we're living through. Well, I rambled a bit to camera, and here's a little bit of that.
So, I just wanted to, again, this is my documenting of this journey of visiting all 50 states, and I can't, hold on. Okay, so I'm listening to the rally right now, and I only bring it up because I'm currently editing my videos
video series from when I was out in the Midwest. And I'm up to the point now, before I left for this trip, where President Trump was speaking at a rally in my hometown, and there was the assassination attempt. And I'm having a hard time putting that video together because I was really moved that day, or that evening, and I didn't get much out of Nebraska because I was really going to go to the state park that one night and spend some time exploring. And when that happened, a text came in from my friend George, and it said shots fired. I was like, what's he talking about? I turned on the news, and I was just like, and obviously half the nation has been, or most of the nation has been, bothered ever since. And this is a big moment right now. This is a second attempt to have this rally there and finish it and get the message back out. I have relatives that are there. They've been texting me pictures of that, and Elon Musk is supposed to speak there. It's a big deal. And again, I try not to get too political on my talks here. I really don't. I mean, I think I have been breaking that rule recently, though. But anyway, it's just where my head's at. I just don't even... I'm not even interested in going out and catching light tonight. I got to check into the hotel. I just pulled into this place. I got it on Hotel Tonight. And it's a little weird because there's like 2 buses up here blocking the way in. It looks like a work in progress, this place. But anyway, it's been hard finding lodging here in Vermont. I drove clear down to Manchester. That's where I am now. I've been listening to the rally as I'm driving. But I'm going to go check in real quick. And, I just wanted to come in and just express how I feel right now. I hope this is a safe and successful rally. I'm praying for his safety. I'm praying for the safety of my uncle and aunt and cousin who are there, and everybody else that's there. So it's kind of a happy and powerful evening, but I want it to go well too. I'm a little nervous. So that's it. Welcome to Manchester, Vermont.
The biggest room ever. This is like room for another room.
There's room for another room in here. All right, so here's the deal. I'm not going to watch the speech. I've seen it 15,000 times. I'm going to go get a bite to eat. Going to head out and see what Manchester has to offer. Actually, I'm going to a place called Mulligan's, I think. A little pub or something. Pub food. Maybe I can get an alcohol-free beer. Love this little Osmo. I mean, the place is clean. Nice clean floor. Let me show you here's the view out the window. Supposedly they get a little fire pit there at night. Check that out later. All right, Mulligan's it is. What'd you say? Well, I know I rambled, but was it that bad? God, I hope not.